pre-pandemic. We're set for action. Big day of hoops here on TNT. Derek Collins, Dedrick Taylor, Scott Foster, our officiating crew, and the Blazers control the tip.
Shamet gets the assignment on Damian Lillard to start the game.
Portland had a 125-115 win over Denver on Thursday night. McCollum connects.
So many huge games that you just come to expect greatness, and that just looks like than the games before.
Carmelo Anthony tips in his miss, and it's 4-0 Portland. George getting physical with Nurkic, and he hits on the pull-up. So easy.
Guys like Damian Lillard and Steph Curry have changed the game just with the extent of their range.
Zubac half stream. Lillard hanging three, rebounded by Jackson.
Lillard and McCollum are going to have a lot of those shots today because Zubac is going to play in a drop.
Reggie Jackson. And Doc Rivers was talking about the fact that Morris has had to adjust to not being the guy, which he had been with the New York Knicks this year as a primary scorer. Turnaround Carmelo, put a copyright on that.
3 rotation players. Now, often in the NBA, when stars sit, the opponent has a natural letdown. Coach Stotts admits that that certainly is a possibility for today, but he told us that it's fresh on his team's mind what Denver's second unit did to the Blazers on Thursday.
15 of the free throw line against the Mavericks, out-rebounded them 45-37. Stanley had just 8 turnovers in that game. Nobody home. Carmelo
Either has to bump Anthony on that cut or switch. There's no way Marcus Morris can get over that on his own, and with the ball at the top, it's really hard to get help from the weak side.
10-point deficit now for the Clippers. Morris getting physical as he fends.
She is now stable in the hospital. However, she is on a respirator, and he continues to be very worried about his grandmother.
Now, we certainly wish. Williams connects inside the arc, tied at 24. Oh, what a play. He's like a running back going through the middle. Even though there's contact, he still gets where he wants to get to. Lou Williams.
That's 2 in a row. You just can't let Lou Williams get to his left hand to that pull-up.
Lillard to the rack. I didn't know we were comparing, but I would agree. Carmelo Anthony back in, misses, and the tip and goes. Azonia's been active.
The Clippers, who've been shooting the 3 great right now, other than Gary Trent, don't have a lot of great three-point shooting on the field.
Heating up. He's got 8 straight for the Clippers, but he gives it away. Trent looking for the angle, and he's got it for 2. Under a minute to play now in the opening quarter. Portland up by 2. Lou Williams is lethal.
Can't be as easy as Damian Lillard's making it look here in the bubble.
Williams misses from the outside. Lillard has 10. Williams has 10. 3-point lead for Portland. Now a 5-point lead.
They had a little mix-up. The big and the guard weren't together. When Lillard went to his left, the big was on the other side of the screen. No resistance whatsoever. The weak side falls asleep. You've got to know Damian Lillard's the guy we're trying to stop right now if you're the LA Clippers.
3-second difference. Shot clock to game clock. Winding down here in the first. Shot clock at 2. Williams puts it up. Scoop. It goes. Lou Williams. You try to grow your team. What I liked last game is that sometimes the first option wasn't working, but they found things that did. The offense didn't get stuck. And he thought that was a good sign moving forward.
And that's something he's looking for in these last few games here in the bubble, that they'll be able to get to the second. And because as he pointed out, in the playoffs, teams are highly prepared and will take away a lot of what you're trying to do, and you have to get to those second, third, and even fourth options.
Rod hands to McCollum. He's got a mismatch with Patterson. He takes it right at Zubac, who comes away with a defensive rebound. Jackson, Zubac, Magruder, Patterson, and Shamet for LA. Magruder again to the cup. Clippers now up by 2, early stages, second quarter. McCollum being watched by Jackson. Now a switch. Switch again. Patterson on Melo. Carmelo Anthony, one-on-one scoring.
Anthony, though, is such a smart scorer, too. So when he gets a smaller guy on him, he's just going to go over the top on his jump shot. He gets Patrick Patterson on, led the bubble in three-pointers made. He's averaging 5.5 threes made per game, and he's already 2 for 2 today.
It's been amazing to watch his development so quickly. Paul George, silky.
38 from three-point range in the bubble.
Wenyen Gabriel-George, it loose. It's a 2-on-1. Upstairs, Simons! Skywalker! Gary Trent Jr. is 3 of 3 from three-point territory in the second quarter. More with Jared.
I and Coach Stotts told us the other day that Trent is shooting with confidence, and I spoke to Trent about that today, and he said, yeah, well, it's great that Coach has so much confidence in me.
Jared, Coach, if the guy's making 25 out of 38 threes, it's pretty easy to have confidence in him. But look, and out of that restricted area, son, you can't rely on those big guys having to come and block late all the time.
Backdoor. Pretty. Damian Lillard could return to the NBA campus early next week. George. Rebound. Morris. Pump and lay it.
Hard playing guy, very physical, tough guy, relishing the matchup right now with Carmelo Anthony.
Backdoor again. This time Lillard gets it to go.
By Nurkic on the roll, 7-footer. Help comes to make that pass on the move. You know, we talk about that with Jokic all the time.
Extra feed, Morris. And a 10-second difference, shot clock to game clock. George hangs. He's got it. Paul George.
Small, and Paul George was able to get up over the top, but McCollum really got into his airspace. Paul George definitely felt him, but able to make the shot.
16 for George, 11 in the quarter. 1 second difference, shot clock to game clock. Jab step and a fade. McCollum.
Good offensive team. We said they've been the best in the bubble. You've got to try to focus in and take something away, Ian. You can't give them everything. Layups, as we're going to see here, no one runs back. Doc Rivers not happy. Calls.
High screen, Zubac. George, the penetration. Fadeaway is short. McCollum whips it ahead for Melo. Melo turns the corner and finishes.
Blitz on Paul George.
They're going to have to shoot it. Shamet. Jab step and a J. Rims out. Good box out there by Zubac. Cut by Shamet. And a two-handed throw.
Scoring, he's got 19 points. You know, he's a little bit frustrated as far as handling the ball. He has not handled blitzes really well, but when he...
Shot clock is winding down. A kick. Trent missed it too strong.
He's gone cold.
Jackson. The bump. Count it and a foul. Simons picks up. And it's Wenyen Gabriel checking in. Isolation, 9 to shoot. Double team from Williams. Lillard spins and scores.
Contest for next season.
Patrick Patterson makes a 3. And it's 94-93 Portland. Back on 2 more for Dave.
Is shaking his head, and I know that will come up on the film tomorrow. Like, that's not just anybody driving to the basket with no help.
Play defense. Are we going to get any here in the fourth quarter?
To be honest, I think both teams are trying pretty hard defensively. I think you're seeing 2 good offensive players, offensive teams play good offense.
You guys have gotten accustomed to playing in close games in the fourth quarter down here in the bubble, and so often Carmelo Anthony has been the guy you've leaned on. Why has he been so effective in the last couple games?
Well, he's used to those moments. I think in a lot of these
Blazers have gone nearly 3 minutes without a point. They trail by 1. Nurkic against Patterson. Turns. Soft touch with the left hand.
Up in there off the blitz on Damian Lillard. They have to rotate to Nurkic with Patrick Patterson, who battled hard, but just not big enough to play Nurkic in the paint.
199 Portland. Shamet on a switch. Drives by Nurkic for 2.
In the scoring area, they're coming.
We are under 8 minutes to play in the fourth. Double team on Lillard. Collins looks to the post. Man in a mismatch. The cutter, McCollum, and it's Nurkic with a heads-up. Terrence Mann in. Paul George to the bench with 5 minutes to go. Morris rims in. One
to get guys to their strengths. They've been dropping against everyone other than Paul George. That allows Marcus Morris to step into what's a very comfortable shot for him.
McCollum. 111-107 Blazers.
That's Portland's 16th three of the day.
Morris nearly lost it. Nurkic got on the deck. Terrence Mann extended minutes. Morris lines it up. He knocks it down. 111-110 Portland. McCollum got a three. The fourth quarter. Portland up by 4. Rising up. Morris off the rim. The rebound controlled by Lillard.
Same as we said for Damian Lillard. Not like it's unmakeable, but the step back going right for a right-hander is much more difficult than the step back going left.
Here's McCollum. Extra feed. Lillard, one dribble and a J. Short. Into that 8 spot. So if there is a play-in, the Blazers would have the advantage with the ability of winning just one game to advance to the playoffs. Nurkic is fouled underneath by Morris in Dallas.
Give me one.
But this year playoffs, and there's really no home court advantage, so that possession and a very difficult shot for Portland. Doc Rivers going with Rodney McGruder for Reggie Jackson to get a little more defense into the game.
Offensive foul. Morris runs into Lillard. Turnover, LA.
Possession to give his team a chance to win. This is a guy that has been committed to this organization since day one, through tough times and everything else. No demand to be traded, no demand to get rid of certain teammates, just committed to making the Portland Trail Blazers organization the best that it can be. It would never be a lineup you would see for the Clippers at the end of a playoff game, but why not give these guys some minutes right now?
Paul George remains on.
But he just missed one.
And there you go.
Who wins a championship down the stretch in a close game?
Patterson, the trigger man. Portland up by 5. Into Shamet. Quick move to the rim, and he scoops it in. 112, a minute 36 to play.
It's a pretty good defensive unit out here for the Clippers. So, yeah, they took their stars out. Shamet, McGruder, Mann, JaMychal Green can all really defend, and Patrick Patterson is going to give you a great effort.
Trent. Too strong. Rebounded by Green. Team on the clock. One possession game. Shamet, mismatch with Nurkic, 10 to shoot. Feed it, nobody there. Patterson takes advantage, and the foul.
Foul in that situation. At that point, you got beat. Let him make the shot the other way. Instead, he gives him another point.
115. The Blazers have scored just 1 point over the last 3 minutes and change. 50 seconds to play. And a foul called on. Man defending the inbounder, Trent. Get it into McCollum. Shot clock at 10. Now it's Lillard with 44 seconds left. Lillard makes his move. Drives in and scores on the inside. And here we go. Man gets it in for Shamet. Watch by Trent. Screen from Green. Man in trouble. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Man takes the baseline, the stumble and kick. McGruder for the lead. He's got it. Rodney McGruder.
You got to be careful that you don't get baited into a foul right here. Yeah, it's a very aggressive Clipper group. These guys are excited to be on the floor. Sometimes that aggression can get the worst of it.
And Lillard draws the foul.
It's actually rare to see Doc disagree with the call. Usually very supportive of the officials.
And Damian for the tie. 22 points. His first free throws of the day. Missed them both. Rebound knocked around. Nurkic got a hand on it. Shamet controls. And it's going the other way. Green.
This is a big game for the...
After the long stoppage, Green 77% career shooter. And he cans a pair. LA. Blazers down by 3. Lillard. Dame time for the tie. No good. Rebounded Green.
He got a foul. Doesn't get it right there. He's got a foul. You can't afford to give away the time in this.
It hits on a pair, and that will do it. McCollum tosses up the horn, and he cans it. The Clippers.